Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Mac. This is Of the Devil. Yeah, Sam and Max can be fun, but I feel like the whole comedic sociopaths in a position of law enforcement just didn't sit well with me, so we'll have to take a bit of a break from that. Instead, let's play this game about a sociopath working as a law enforcer. Maybe this was a mistake. Anyhow, we tackled episode 0 last time, and we found out that the Heartbreak Killer is in fact our protagonist, which makes it a very unique sort of protagonist to have in an Ace Attorney-like game. Let's get on with episode 1. You can choose to play episode 1 in High Roller mode. In High Roller mode, you're... I'm not sure I'm that brave. You're limited to one save slot. You won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom. Quick saving and auto saves will be disabled as well. The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly will be increased. Maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the highest possible high score for credit in this episode. Completing this episode in High Roller mode will also earn an exclusive phone charm that can't be earned any other way. You can turn it off anytime in settings, but to turn it on you have to restart this episode. It's intended to encourage risk-taking and discourage save scumming. Consider enabling it if you would like to pursue this mystery like a true gambler. For the perfectionist. We'll play like a gambler. Let's be fair. I play like a perfectionist. I will be save scumming. You pick standard. Enjoy the mystery. Disable tutorials. I legit don't know whether it's going to give us new tutorials or what. I'll have to leave it on. Listen, I want to thank you for coming over. Wanted to thank you for coming over? Figures you'd notice. Anyone could tell someone things bothering you. You're the first person to say anything. What happened? The police came to see me. In public? No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy. That's a first. They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts. And yours. I told them I didn't know anything. They must have loved that. Funny. What would you have done? In your shoes, probably cursed them out. Yeah, I could see that. Actually, I think I would need to do this in normal mode anyway, because I need as many save slots as I can get as a content creator. So no, I made the right choice. Is there anything you wanted to ask me? No? Not even for a favour in return? No favours lost between friends, I say? That sounds like a toast. Why not? To friends. I'll raise a glass to that. Glass 'em! Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Recorded at 8:55 local time. Geopositional data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area. Bleep off copper. Visuals impaired. Facial recognition compromised. Ping nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence. Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now. Or what, he'll use his outdoor voice? Or he'll have us pinned to our dental records before you can or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're fine. Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. You do something new with your uniform? Good morning to you too, Morgan citizen. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for... I've got it! Must be the new coat of paint. You're referring to the act of vandalism that just took place. Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the world coming to? They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit. Well, I hope you threw the book at them. The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility may occur in the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So does the bleeding just stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just leakage of oxidizing fluid. Actually, no, maybe he doesn't deserve a robot voice. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it? The leakage will dry shortly. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, singing beneath the hum of the city street. And fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine, cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. Yo, 61! The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on break! The robot tilts its head to the side. We can't work without the pilot without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I don't know, take a load off, will ya? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man already walking away tosses a dismissive wave behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular. Goddamn coppers on every street corner. A derogatory word for automated dependents, particularly ones licensed by or operating under the authority of the state. Interested parties in the automated independent industries have, on more than one occasion, lobbied for copper and other terms like it, clanker, chrome dome, microchip breath, to be classified as hate speech, arguing that anti-mechanical sentiment constitutes an expression of prejudice. Were considered a form of hate speech, incidents of destruction of corporate property where such terms were used in prior communication would qualify for additional severity and higher fines paid toward damaged party. Under all but the most radical interpretations of hate speech, however, prejudice can only be directed towards sentient living things. People, animals, or corporations. If you feel that a corporation you know has been the victim of a hate crime, you can report it at our confidential portal here. It did not take long for me to remember how much of a capitalistic dystopia this place is. I can believe that a corporation counts as a living thing because it consumes everything possible to grow. I struggle to consider them sentient, though. They're run by ghouls. And we still have our profile. December 26th. Darn it, Morgan, why didn't you tell me it was your birthday? We could have started the next episode on it, and it would have been fun, but I was doing Sam & Max instead. Occupation, criminal. Defense attorney. Remember, there is a comma here that's important. Likes trigonometry, rooftops and bonfires, dislikes sunburn, baths and karaoke, exercises by swimming, hidden talent, baking, body count. You cannot ask someone that! At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station, a passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declare martial law when I wasn't looking. The small woman beside him, trying hard to be even smaller, shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their job, sir. Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavily in Uptown even on the worst days? His audience, captive by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her shirt. Kind of embarrassing me right now. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter. Oh, now that's just... A woman with exhaustion sighs at the hologram floating above her chrome-plated palm. Right, body modifications. We probably do know this one. A rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her. Ellen, walk her around the block. Get her some air, will you? Apparently, this call can't wait and it's louder than a garbage disposal out here. Of course, ma'am. I'd be glad to. The android punctuates its sentence with a halfway sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else... You're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Crosswalk's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing, people moving in click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it all would have been a bit much. When I went out last night, cause de douce. I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. You can't just hit me with something like that. Okay, so she killed someone again. We're probably going to have to... I wonder if we're going to have to figure out her exact modus operandi. Something that I really hate about a specific case where the culprit is actually the protagonist. You already know where I'm talking about if you know it. And if you don't, I'm not going to spoil it, but... The thing that bothers me is that they hide a lot of information that would have been obvious if not for the fact that it's in novel text. It just has tiny little hints so they can go, wow, you're dumb for not figuring this out. Or to do finger guns at you, but it's not likable. I don't know how well I'll take to this sort of case, where if every case we're figuring out is something that Morgan has already done. I don't know how to feel about that because, yes, it's a twist, but it's still hiding information from the player/reader that they should already know. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give the automated dependent assistant officer L30 my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service! And of course he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase. Today, I'm going to buy a gun. Of the Devil, Episode 1. An Idle Mind. I know this one. An idle mind is the devil playhouse. Although maybe it's a tampered version of the original saying, it shows up in Sam and Max of all things. LQ Retail. No staff around? But the lights are all on. Should I have knocked? Oh, it's an ad. Sup? Desk personality sitting 6. The cool one. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed. Nice. You in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport? Business or pleasure? Neither. May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am? Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent. That kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be... I see. You're a lawyer. So I guess you're saying I'm in the market for self-defense. We have a wide selection of options for self-defense in a variety of sizes and calibers with a spread and PA options available. My bad, PA stands for pseudo-automatic. I know. But for concealed it'd at least have to be small enough to... This would go a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. Be patient. We can't... If we're actively licensed for this firearm, then we probably don't want to... We don't want to use it for actual murders. I can't believe it. This is probably the first game where I've mentioned we have to be patient about our murders. Walking in here and asking for a very specific gun is gun nut. Very specific model is gun nut behavior. I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I testified at the range left my shoulder sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet? Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse models feature minimal kickback with highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium to short range, non-lethally and quietly. Sure, they're plenty quiet, but they also have piss poor range, and even sustained fire won't do anything to a model with installation less than a few years old. Glorified tasers, barely suitable as party favors for anxiety-stricken college kids. Well, hopefully not too quiet. I want someone to come running to my rescue! Of course. Would you like to take a look at our mag rails? Bullseye. We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest in miniaturized ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force which slings a slug fast and missed a limb at over 30 meters. Let me guess. To shoot or to kill that originates from the bloody spray produced when a modern firearms projectile makes contact with a living tissue. Example, a gun that size could miss the crowd from 100 meters even if you weren't aiming. And yeah, ads is something that we've seen. Searching for this term, some sociologists owe the term its popularity not simply to its brevity and prevalence, but to its ability to draw a distinction between commonplace and the internationally illegal artificial intelligences. Searching for this may incur an account flag. And it's safe? Of course, ma'am, my bad. Two-factor safeties with GPS emergency services Inc. It won't go off unless you want it, and someone will definitely come running. All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their toolset, to lock you out of your own gun with the flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect. I miss you. The fact that she said is the most useless weapon you could have, I'll take it, means that you have a plan. How do we get started? Why does it feel like every desk I run into? Every desk I run into has to be such a character. I wasn't sure if it was desk 1 or if she was saying no, it's I as myself. Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill, so is there anything worth checking out around the shop? Of course there is. There always is. Examine the green text board. Hate these kinds of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up or they start eye-tracking. Next thing you know, they're saying hello on a first-name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines at least. Why the 12-6 work week gives us more free time than ever. Capitalistic dystopia. Why do I get attracted to these sorts of games? I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. Made me the happiest I've ever been. How term limits are anti-democracy. Ugh. Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. That's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 weren't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's... The Animate 16 is the latest android produced by Noble Electronics and it's been taken over by advertising. Sponsored search results, see further with a preview account. This is the greatest machine the world has ever seen, boasting a battery life of over 154 hours with pattern and soft touch digitation, remarkable tenderness and sensitivity, and the uncanny charm you've come to expect from us. We're sure that your Animate 16 will be the best purchase you'll make this year. You'll never want to go back out in the cold. It had to be done. Check. Yeesh, would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk was kindly asking customers not to litter. Can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay anyone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer is scannable. Stagnancy theory. Really? They got a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here? Stagnant world, modern man's plateau. Renowned net philosopher Corbin Cawthorne, real name withheld, offers to take you on a deep dive into the global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in his groundbreaking and controversial seminar. Moore's Law used to be the benchmark, now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space, of artisans crafting virtual wonders that made confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spent all their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road. All their more fortunate peers spend their productive working years in search engine optimization and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they helped to create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has evolutionary pressures to be as small and powerful as possible. In stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow plenty. The only cure comes from you taking action. There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to another collection dish. Oh, so we can re-access the article whenever we want. Or state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. They better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. We just picked it up and got arrested. Someone left a data pad out here. What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware vulgarity. The internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief most commonly known as Lobo seized a cache of virtual Keystone data files belonging to Tetra Metallics Group, according to a press release from a mining conglomerate. We need to wrap up the episode after this. In a blitz of cross posts on 90 different socials translated into all 11 dominant languages, the supposed hacktivist, radical conservationist, and gentleman thief made clear to their intent to ransom the said files back to their lawful owners, at severe cost. Double checking, yes, Audacity is running. Though the posts were quickly flagged and quarantined thanks to user reports, Lobo's latest manifesto, which I have declined to publish here on grounds of journalistic integrity and to the strong language within, has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data harbors. In addition to sizable monetary ransom, Lobo put out a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent among them was a call for de-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Sources at Tetra refused to confirm or deny reports that Lobo's captured data impacted only their billing services, but insisted that the corporation could not in good faith resume distribution until the ransom situation was resolved. Market prices for the rare earth metals surged following the hacking attack, as supply halted and demand rose, stoked by memories of the catastrophic supply chain disruption in mid-21st century. A spokesperson for Mining is Progress, a lobbying group that represents the rare earth metal industry, called Lobo's repeated attacks acts of terror against the free market. Whoa there, looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick? Okay, what's the question? Lobo, again. Or someone using their name. Suppose it doesn't matter if they're original or not, as long as they're a genuine threat. And no one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for the big bad wolf was here. We tried to process your request, but Lobo beat our ass till he ragdolled. You are welcome. For clearing out this cache of soy slop before I could clog your brain's arteries any further. Whatever dumb dishwater script kiddie they yelled at to come fix this. Word of advice from your superior. I own that password suggested algorithm. Want to re-secure? Try this. Relax your shoulders, stand up from your desk, take a deep breath, then firebomb your own servers. Literally cheaper for you at this point. For the rest of you slack-jawed screen lobotomites looking for a little excitement in their search history, find a pig and rip our throat out. That'll teach you how to run with the wolf. Lobo is king. It really does sell how good a hacker it is when they can ruin their search term for Lobo. Also, I'm pretty sure that Morgan has already done that. Anyway, it's about to ping me with a question, so give me this back again. New page, new case. We'll figure out what the answer is next time. Until then guys, take care, I'll see you all around.